to our 5th video in our webisode series. This one's taking a look back at the last few months really, our finding out about KOH and the road to the hammers, and then pretty much taking it up to today. So we've caught up on the last couple of years, or last 18 months or so, and then so we're here now and going back to Peterborough Land Rover show.
Yes, so that was
week before Peterborough Land Rover
September 2019.
This year, 2019. Sorry, so I got a phone call from Richard Crossland, who's Ultra4 Europe MD, and he basically phoned up out of the blue, and pretty much just said, "Oh, you going to KOH?"
Yeah.
We picked you as the wild card, and yeah, you going to KOH. So, which was a bit surreal actually at the time, because I took it on, but I was just like, right, okay, I don't really know how to tell. I was going to jump around because I'm not
I think at that point we were super focused on because we attend an exhibit at the Peterborough Land Rover show, so we were just focused on that. It's the biggest show of the year, and then that just sort of landed on us, and we were like, oh my god.
Yeah. Sort of took it on, but at the minute I haven't got time to deal with that. We've got show stuff to do. So so I found out then, and then Richard and Tilly came to the show, and we had a chat about it, stuff like that. And then
in the meantime, we did a group.
We did,
a group video call with all the guys, all the crew, to sort of let them know the news. Yeah,
pretty much exactly the same phone call. We're going to Hammers, by the way.
Yeah.
So that was the initial finding out, wasn't it? And then obviously we went to the show, we did the show, and we had a pratt around in the arena with the race car, which is always good fun. And started not planning it out, but sort of discussing it with the guys, and then just telling other people, and sort of.
I think it was at that point, once we were back from the show, and I think that was about a month before Poland, King of Poland race. And I think it was at that point we just sort of realised what a massive task we had ahead of us in terms of everything from the car and getting it ready to ensuring it'd be ready in the time that it'd have to go. And
originally it was supposed to go, or it was intended to go the week after King of Poland. Yeah. Which was somewhat stupid, like 4 weeks from the point we knew, 4 to 5 weeks from the point we knew, and we'd got a race in between.
And we still wanted to do Poland as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So we viewed it then that Poland was going to be a bit of a test bed, wasn't it? Make some
Poland
immediate changes.
For hammers.
Sort of do some immediate changes to the car, ready for Poland, to then test that while we were there.
Which we did, and we did a heap of stuff. Loads and loads of different things just for Poland, never mind anything else. We got the winch in, the Giggle Pin GP100.
Stepped up to 40s. Stuck
40s on, changed just no end of stuff. I mean, bit of storage in the car, because it wasn't all stuff we needed for Poland. It was all stuff we were gonna need a week after Poland if we were going to Hammers, or if it was leaving for Hammers. Thankfully it didn't, obviously. But we just did so much work, bits and bobs, and then Poland went really well, which put us on a good stead then after that, when we did get into the prep, and found out we got quite a lot more time, which was really good, and then just got our heads down from that point. Got back from Poland, got our heads down and just cracked on, didn't we? And it's amazing how much of a task it is, because you're not just, especially for a novice team that hasn't got a massive budget and tons of people and stuff like that. You know, we're not a big American team that's got sponsorship and stuff. And there's so much to it. And not only is there the car, but then there's all the spares for the car, all your tooling, people, communications. There's just so many levels to to it
that is way above and beyond sort of what we do for prepping for Ultra4 Europe races, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just on a bigger level, because we still have the same elements, you know.
Yeah.
He still does the same sort of thing. It's just a lot more refined on a bigger scale. And
thousands of miles away.
Yeah. That's the other thing as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a local race. You know, we had the issues this year with engines at Walters.
Yeah.
We could drive 2.5 hours home and do something about it. We'll be 6,000 miles from home. Yeah. You know, in a different time zone and everything. So.
And deciding what to take as well. So
everything.
We were obviously thrown into a situation where every sort of waking moment that we weren't working, we were in the workshop and working on the car, weren't we, trying to get what we could done. And then we also had 1,000 different lists all over the place of things that we needed to get done, things we needed to buy, prepping for what spares we needed to take, you know, where do you draw the line in terms of what you can physically take.
So pretty much cracked on straight away. As soon as we got back, it was pull the car to pieces, panels off and stuff like that from Poland, get all the mud off it, clean it up a little bit, and get carrying on with the prep for KOH. And we had a lot of guys come down to help with that whole process. The Lemons were on it, weren't they?
Yeah.
Joe and Tom were really good. They were there pretty much every weekend. Coming down, and it's a fair trek for them. It's not down the road. They're like 3 hours away.
We were really grateful for that as well, because they just turned up and just got stuck in with whatever task it was that needed to be done.
Yeah, we had quite a few other people as well. Paul came down quite a few times. Al came down quite a few times and stuff. And
Luke Watton came and
tried to attack the wiring.
Do some of the wiring.
And make some sense of that. But yeah, we just got on, fixed the bits, stuff like the bonnet that got damaged at Poland, fixed that, and pulled all the stickers off and the decals and everything like that.
Yeah, replaced one of the door panels as well, that I think that got dented King of Spain, wasn't it? Yeah, so we thought, well, we knew we were going to strip all the stickers and all the livery off it anyway, and so we redone that panel completely, didn't we? So it's at least straight.
Yeah, and then
tried to touch up a bit of paint where we could.
Yes, because we weren't fully we haven't got the time.
Yeah.
Or the privilege of pulling it to pieces and doing a full prep on what is going to be a new race season.
Which we would have done, wouldn't
absolutely,
we? In the winter, that's what we were planning on doing, was stripping it fully back and just building it up again. But like you said, we just didn't have the luxury of that, so it was a bit of a half attempt at taking it apart and putting it back together.
And so then we just carried on with the prep, changed a load of different things, moved our thoughts in a different direction, because KOH is a completely different race to what we do over here in terms of its length, or the distance you are from anything. The big races like Spain and Walters and stuff like that, we do the same sort of mileage. It's just pits aren't that far away. You can walk it. Whereas if something breaks on the car, you're out in the desert with nobody around you.
You've almost got to carry the pits with you, haven't you, to some degree?
Yeah, exactly. So we were looking then at different storage ideas for different things, carrying different spares, all sorts of things. Our GPS, we had to figure that out. That's not something we've ever had to deal with navigation-wise. So we had to figure out a piece of machinery that we wanted to put in a car that would handle that, how to mount it, how to do it cost effectively as well, because we're not a big team. We couldn't just go, let's have the really expensive thing from America, just ship it over, bolt it in, jobs are good, and we were trying to do it as cost effectively as we could do. Because as well, the other thing is we're not going to use it again, so if we spent like $2,000 or whatever it might have been, a couple of grand on a sat nav or navigation gear and use it once and then bring it home and then never use it again. So all sorts of stuff. We did the storage, the K2 fuel holder things with the cable tie holders and the gaffer tape roll. They were a new thing, bolting them up.
That meant we had to move the number boards as well, didn't we? We had to
so
replace them.
Put them somewhere else. Reposition them, that's the word I'm looking for. And the toolboxes, a couple of toolboxes under the legs of the passenger, one under the passenger, one under my legs and the driver, one on the rear by the fuel tank, over the fuel tank. Just all sorts of stuff, didn't we? Just
you even put
heaps and heaps of things.
You decided to put a storage, like a storage locker in the quarter panel at the driver. Is driver's side rear? No, passenger driver's rear. Put a new one in there, and that was mainly for the impact gun.
Pretty much,
isn't it? Yeah.
And carrying spares as well, carrying spare parts on the car that, again, it would never be a factor in a European race, because if it's a heats race, well, you're just out for that heat. And if it's one of the bigger races, then you just you either limp to where you've got to get to, or you walk to where you've got to get to and get the bits and fix it. But so we're carrying a spare prop shaft, we're carrying a starter motor, an alternator, steering pump, billions of cable ties, wiring stuff, everything. I mean, there's so many different parts to the car that we're carrying, as well as tools and supplies and stuff like that. So that's all new stuff for us to have figured out. ECU and all that sort of thing that we necessarily wouldn't take with us on a European race. But yeah, it's been really intense, hasn't it, the last few months?
Yeah.
Prepping, it's been every single evening and weekend, non-stop.
Yeah, the bit between Poland and when the car eventually got shipped was just, didn't even know what time of the day it was or what day of the week. It was, any spare waking moment, it was, we were in the workshop trying to get the list a little bit shorter. and just the money that's been stuck into it. Luckily, we've been really good with sponsors and stuff like that. They've helped with bits. Even so, it's not a cheap game, is it? No.
So just been putting there. And do you remember the weekend after it went?
Yeah, that was really bizarre.
We just got nothing to do. We had the weekend off. It's been insane. It's been a good few years since we've done that.
Yeah, I think we took it to the shipping yard on the Friday. Yeah, it was about the second week in December, wasn't it? We took it on the Friday, and it was the race car and all the spares, because with shipping the car, we took all the spares obviously as well. And we woke up on the Saturday morning, and it was just, for weeks, and even during the whole year really, with all the other races and all the other shows and all the other different things we've got going on, we were always getting up and we've got stuff to get done. And that Saturday was really strange because we didn't have an alarm set. We just woke up and then sort of looked at each other and it was a bit like, what are we doing today? We don't have to do anything.
No.
It was quite refreshing.
That said, to be fair though, even though once the car had gone, alongside doing the car, there's everything else to figure out. There was finding people that wanted to come and join us and be a part of what we're doing, be a part of the team. And so organising people to come, organising the people that definitely come in and making a team out of it, and just sort of trying to iron out everything, get everybody singing from the same sort of sheet so they know what they're doing in terms of, booking your RV and where to go and when to go, and
so we started to put cost. Once we knew that we were going to Hammers, we started to put the feelers out to the core crew initially, and then feelers out sort of to friends and people that we thought would want to be interested, and we were just sort of blown away really by the number of people that wanted to come along to King of the Hammers and be part of Team Syncro racing for the event. That was just really epic.
It is insane. We've got like 20 people. most of whom are coming from Europe. There's a couple of guys and girls in the States. They're going to sort of be part of the crew, be part of the team. But then for the most part, everybody's coming from Europe, and it's it is cool as it's properly cool that people want to, like, Hammers is a cool thing anyway, so everybody wants to go, but to actually want to go and be a part of what what we're doing, and be supportive towards another European team. And stuff like that. It's really cool. Very, very cool, actually.
Yeah. And we met up with everybody that could come last Sunday? Yeah, last Sunday. We sort of met up with everybody that could attend at that point in time, didn't we? To sort of meet up and have a bit of a pre-Hammers little get together, a little chat. So that was quite nice as well. And so everyone started to get proper excited because it's like, as we're filming this now, it's 2 days before we then leave to go to America. Me, you, and Si are going to be the first ones to the lake bed, and then it's about 3 days after the majority of the rest of the crew sort of arrived on.
Yeah, and it's a proper mix of people as well, isn't it? Not everybody is, obviously they're not all core crew. Some are. We got Nicholas Montador, who's got his own race team, his own car, and everything. He raced Hammers last year.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of Danny Roderick's crew from last year and historically coming to help. You've got people that have never done Ultra4 or done Ultra4 racing. You've got George, who's ex-bowler motorsport. It's just it's just like it's a proper motley crew of a little bit of everybody.
Yeah.
You know. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Last weekend was a good laugh.
Yeah.
And it was quite laid back, but when we're out there, it's going to be awesome. It's just going to be really, really fun. And we're all going to have a proper laugh. So that was part of the prep as well.
Yeah.
You know,
and we
figuring out who was going to come and if they can come and who, you know, what we're going to do in terms of having a team, because it makes a massive difference out there who you've got with you, how many people you've got with you, and the skill set and their enthusiasm and stuff like that as well, and the commitment. So, and I think we've nailed that. I think we're going to do really well. I do.
And like you just said, it's something that's completely different than what you need for the pits in Ultra4 Europe as well.
Yeah, well, there's 3 pits.
Hammers you have a main pit and then 2 remote pits, and you need a crew at each due to the time distances between. And you know, that's something that we've never come across before, because in the Europe races you have one hot pit, don't you, and then that's kind of it. So to sort of think, well, we're gonna need a lot of people.
And tools and
stuff.
Tools,
yeah.
Yeah,
because as well as like we mentioned about prepping all the spares for the car, we had to take and plan all our tools to take as well. So we ended up getting a few IBCs, weren't they? Big plastic containers, cutting the tops off and then filling them.
Literally just dumping everything in the top. Toolboxes, complete, an engine, gearbox, transfer box, 4 diffs, 4 prop shafts, 3 steering pumps, 3 alternators, 3 starter motors. Just pages and pages and pages of stuff.
Yeah.
Every fastener that you could think of, it's all metric stuff on the truck. So we've got to take all metric stuff to the States with us, and filters, just literally there's like about 4 A4 pages worth of stuff that we're taking. All itemised, all got a location where it lives and stuff like that. Everything quite well organised, haven't we?
Because that was shipped beginning December, so we know that we're going to get there. And if you didn't plan it like that, we'd get there and not know where anything is in any of the boxes. It'd be an absolute nightmare. And it is amazing how much we've pretty much taken an entire car minus bar the chassis,
which is alright because we could get one there, I'm sure. Seats again, you can get there, and a fuel tank maybe.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much everything else we've taken, which is crazy, really, to be honest with you. It's a lot of stuff. Again, we wouldn't take that much stuff, not even a quarter of that amount of stuff to a European race.
Yeah.
But we got a lot done in terms of prep.
Yeah.
We got a hell of a lot done considering the time frame we've got and the budget we've got to work with as well. It's not like we could just go and throw a massive amount of money at it. It was got to sort of make do with what we've got type scenario. But we did get a lot done, didn't we, in the time frame, and got the car to the shipping yard in as good a state as it could possibly be. New livery as well, looking really, really
swanky.
Cool. Yeah, it does.
We've still got to finish it off. We've got all the sponsor stickers to go on it, but it was literally the day before it went to the shipping. Yeah, the night before it went to the shippers. We were in the workshop, me, you, and Paul, sticking them up.
Putting the wrap on.
Yeah, putting the wrap.
Yeah, and then we've got all the, like you just said, like, got all the sponsor stickers to put on it, just to finish it off and make it look really cool again, and represent where we're from.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, it was as far along as we could get it in that time frame. It would have been nice to have had the last, it's been on the boat 4 weeks maybe, probably.
A bit more maybe.
4 or 5 weeks it's been on the boat. If we'd have had that time as well, we didn't take it out, we literally drove it out of the garage, into the back of the lorry, took it to the shipping yard, drove it out of the lorry and into the
sort of warehouse.
Unit, and that was it. We haven't done any testing with it, which is really worrying as well, because the car, or the whole team, the Team Syncro, we've only done 7 races to date. The car's only done 7 races to date. I've only ever raced 7 races to date. So sticking literally everything we own in a container and shipping it for 6,000 miles away without any testing is quite worrying.
Yeah.
So when we get there, we're going to have our hands full. There's still a lot of work to do when we get there.
Yeah. The list is a lot smaller now, but there's still stuff we need to crack on.
List.
Yeah. And that's on top of then taking it, testing, and maybe shop tuning definitely. You want to drive some of the trails and
get back into it and just brush off. It's been Poland.
Yeah.
When was Poland? End of November.
October.
Yeah,
so early
it's been months since I've actually got in a car and driven off road.
Yeah.
So just got to get back into the swing of things. There's a heap of work to do when we get there. We've got a good list of stuff to do for our new shiny RCB shafts as well, which I'm quite stoked about. Figure out the whole sat nav thing, because again we came up with a solution. We bought a cheap old tough book off eBay, and mounted that on to a set of the old school racing bikes with the curved handles like that. Got a set of them, mounted that on the sort of dashboard where the thingy goes, where the handle goes, and I mounted this computer on there, figured out a sat nav software for it in the meantime.
You're supposed to have a little horn on the end as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. So we've got to test all that sort of stuff, figure out the trails, do all the maps, set all the waypoints, do pre-running, figure out where we want to go, the route we want to take, and stuff like that. So there's a lot to do, heck of a lot to do.
Yeah.
When we get there, and we're there about a week before.
Just shy of a week before qualifying.
Yeah. So there's a lot to do. But again, thankfully we've got a lot of guys coming, so we can sort of just get there, crack on.
Yeah.
And really get stuck into it, and then do a bit of shock tuning. And then see what happens.
I think we've just been so busy planning and working through all our lists that it's now that we're a few days from actually flying, it's starting to dawn on us really. It's going to be absolutely insane.
It is a massive thing. It's and it's probably something that we keep saying and keep going over, but it is a huge task.
Yeah.
For any team, I think it's a big task. But even the professional teams are on it.
Yeah.
And it's a big task for them. But for us, it's even. I don't want to say it's even bigger, but it is even bigger. You know what I mean? We don't really fully know what we're doing. We've never done this before.
Yeah.
At this level. And every day has been a school day.
And to plan it all
remotely as well.
Yeah, remotely. So literally we sort of needed to be at a stage where everything was pretty much done early December. And that was 3 months before the race. Yeah, 2 months before the race. So
It's gonna be interesting, but I think I'm not hopeful, I'm confident that we're gonna do well, you know, everything is as far along as it can be, and I know when we get there, we'll really get stuck in, like we do anyway.
Yeah.
In any race, and and just represent, I think.
Yeah. And we'll, when we're there, we will try and do as much coverage as we can. So bringing everybody, all our followers, updates, what's happening and how we're getting on, and even just like on the run up while we're there as well, sort of continued prep.
yeah. So we are a couple of days.
Yes.
2 days away from flying ourselves. Si's following very shortly, and then everybody else sort of comes a few days later. So we're just waiting. We're just literally just waiting.
Yeah.
Get these couple of days out of the way, get on the plane, go, and our journey's at its end, and then the mammoth task of actually racing hammer starts.
Yeah.
The getting there is done with. It's the being there and.
Which I don't think we'll sort of sink home until qualifying, really, because I think we're going to get there and just be that focused on the list of things that we still need to finish and carrying on setting up the car and everything that, I think when qualifying comes, it'll be, actually racing it.
Yeah, it's true. I'm trying to just stay a bit focused, get the rest of the prep done, you know, get that list out of the way, make sure the car's as good as it can be. We've done shock tuning, we've done all the testing we need to do, we've figured out the sat-nav thing and where we're going, we've had a look at the trails, we've done a bit of pre-running and then I'll start panicking.
Yeah, you're trying to stay very
then I'll start worrying.
Even, aren't you? And there's me in the background, so really super excited.
So that pretty much covers our journey so far. So you've seen who we are in the first video, took a look at
how it all began, how we got into Ultra4 racing.
And then our 28th season, which was our first ever season racing, and 2019 season, which was stepping up to the 4400 class and racing with the big boys. And then this video, which pretty much gets you up to speed, we literally fly in a couple of days, and then it's KOH starts, and you can watch the insanity ensue. And that's pretty much it. So keep watching, keep following, go on the website, check out Facebook. KOH will be streamed live on their YouTube as well. We'll do heaps and heaps and heaps of photos and live videos and stuff like that, so keep watching.